So if you're not careful in China, you might become an alcoholic if you're not careful, because a lot of things that are related to alcohol, booze, and that are related to smoke are very cheap. I've witnessed people who started becoming heavy smokers when they got to China because smoke was so cheap. This Ghanaian guy was working in Beijing. He was working 3 jobs and he was making approximately 18,000 RMB. And 18,000 RMB in dollars would be around $3,000. This guy would come to church. He would dress very well. All his clothes are a combination, top and down, blings, chains, watches, nice shoes, and everything. Basically, he was always showing off. He was always showing off and always bragging about his job, always telling people what he does for a living, where he lives, the amount of money he makes a month, his closet, and all that stuff. So I called this guy to the side one day and I told him, listen, you know something? I'm happy for you that you're making a living for yourself. I'm very happy for you that you have a good job. I'm very happy for you that you're making a decent amount of money. But sometimes cut down on your expenses. Invest a lot back home in Ghana because you're not going to stay in China forever. And it's like, no problem, bro. I got projects going on back home. Everything is okay. Everything is set. I send my mom money every month and everything is okay. Don't worry, bro. I'm planned. You know, everything is well planned. Okay, good. I never knew this guy wasn't having legal documentation in the country. So he was working 3 jobs. I think he used to live outside Beijing. So he was going back to get some of his stuff. That time, the police had strengthened their patrol measures. So he was caught and arrested in the bus while he was going there. And they checked his documentation and his visa had expired for like 2 years. So they arrested him. All the guys, we set up a group. We started doing contributions. Everyone contributed money. We got him about 8,000 RMB and he was able to get a ticket back to Ghana. That's what we do. If someone get arrested, we all come together. We do contributions. You can give 100, 50, 20, 30. We put our monies together and then we support. That's what we do. So when we did that, this guy got back home safely to Ghana. I think he wasn't allowed to even pack all his stuff that he had in his room. You know, he just took a few clothes. If you have a friend, they can let you call like once a week. So you call a friend who's close to you and they can help you go to your apartment, get your stuff, and then meet you at the airport when you are being deported. So this guy got to Ghana. And in a week's time, we heard from him. He was okay. Everything was fine. In a month's time, he started calling people he knew. So he'll call you today, bro, I'm expecting some money from someone and it's not in yet. So can I get 100 RMB? I'll pay you back in 2 days' time, or I'll pay you back this evening. So sometimes you might think everything is okay. You just send him the money. And the time comes, he doesn't pay you back. So he started calling people. He'll call you today and ask you for money. Call the next person tomorrow, ask for money. So in a week, he was making like 1,000. One time, this guy called me and he was in distress. And when he called me, it seemed he had started smoking marijuana. That's the funny part, because he thought of all the advice and the things he could have done when he was there, when he was making $3,000 a month. He thought of the opportunities that were available to him that he never really utilized. And all those things that were going on there. He almost went crazy. Because I gave this boy an advice. There's no need to rent a special room or a special house, which is expensive in China. No, you're just there to work and make money. Sometimes you should go out, have fun. It's normal, but it's not really relevant to always be trying to like prove a point that you have this, you have that, you have more money, you're looking better than anyone else. I'm telling you, trust me, China is a place where if you are a non-alcoholic, you can easily get addicted to alcohol. You can easily become an alcoholic in China because drinks are very cheap. There are some clubs where you can go, they can invite you to go there because they want people to just pack in there, and there are free drinks. They're going to give you free beer, free shots of tequila, free champagne and all that stuff. And most of those stuff, they're not really high quality, so they are okay giving them out for free. So if you're not careful in China, you might become an alcoholic if you're not careful, because a lot of things that are related to alcohol, booze, and that are related to smoke are very cheap. I've witnessed people who started becoming heavy smokers when they got to China because smoke was so cheap. Imagine if you're in a place like Ghana or Africa. You can go out and your father's friend sees you out there and he can tell you what you're doing is wrong and they can discipline you if you do something wrong outside. But in China, you have no family member. Everyone is just having fun. People are just doing what they like, what they want. They go wherever they want to go. They go home whenever they want to go home. They do everything they want to do. So if you're not careful with the kind of friends you make, the least mistake, the slightest mistake you do, you are going to become an alcoholic, or you're going to become a heavy smoker. I've seen and witnessed people whose lives have changed drastically because of China. Not for the positive, but for the negative. So it's very important that as you travel outside Ghana, as you travel outside your country to another place, the core values that you've had instilled in you as a kid or as a child or from back home should be the guiding principles that should take you wherever you go. It's very important. It's one of the most important elements ever. You have to always keep and maintain your identity. Because if you're not careful, things can let you start going wayward. And you start living a kind of life that your parents or your family wouldn't be proud of. This is my piece of advice to anyone who wants to travel outside their country. Always keep your core values. Don't let society change who you are or your perception. Maintain your values. Be